Good morning, everyone. John Michael here with John Michael Sells ATL.com, and on this platform, I post videos a few times a week to help educate both buyers and sellers who are entering into the Atlanta area real estate market. And guess what? It is Terrible Advice Tuesday, and I've actually got 5 showings scheduled this afternoon, and my buyer has already been pre-approved, and I am going to encourage him to max out his budget. So we're only going to look at properties that are at or above his budget, and I'm just going to encourage him, if he finds a home, submit an offer. Even if we have to go over budget, I'll just simply tell him to borrow money from friends or family members to cover the difference, because if you've been approved for a certain amount, why not just spend all the money? Actually, I am not gonna do that. So when I work with buyers, I always encourage them to stay under their budget. If you don't want to believe me, you can even look up different sources. I know National Association of Realtors quotes that your monthly mortgage payment should not be any more than 30% of your gross income. Some sources cite 28%, but obviously in today's market, you do have to be a little bit flexible. But I always say stay under budget, because home ownership comes with a lot of additional expenses that people do not think about. You've got taxes, you've got insurance, you've got those unexpected repairs that you're going to have to pay for out of pocket. And I know some people have a false sense of security when it comes to purchasing homes, especially if it's new construction. They're like, oh, nothing's going to happen. I don't need any cash on hand. I'm good to go. Well, that's not necessarily the case. Even small things like a garage door not opening, or let's say the water heater, something happens with that. Even if it's a newer appliance, you might have issues with those. So you just need to have money on hand, some emergency funds available to cover the expenses that will arise unexpectedly when you are a homeowner. And just life itself. Life is unpredictable. You may be in a household where maybe 2 people are working, but your household income isn't exponentially high, or maybe you've only got 1 person working. You need to consider the fact that something could happen to that breadwinner, and you're going to have additional funds to cover the costs yourself until that other person is gainfully employed, or maybe somebody gets ill and you've got medical expenses. All these things can take place. I get it. You're in a situation right now where everything's going well, but you have to plan for the future, and you have to plan for those emergencies. So homeownership is not just an investment in yourself and your family. You want to be able to enjoy that home, but it is also a huge responsibility. So I say all that to say, please make sure that when you are shopping for a home, that you, regardless of what you've been approved for, really iron out the details of what those numbers look like on a monthly basis. You can discuss things like this with your licensed real estate professional, and also you should be working with your trusted lender, as well as your licensed real estate professional should have a relationship with your lender, so that all of you guys are on the same page as far as what your budget is going to be, and you want to get into a home that is comfortable financially for you and your family to afford. And so that open line of communication between all of you guys is very important. So if you are looking for assistance with navigating the home buying process and you're just now getting started, I can definitely help you navigate the process. I do work with lots of lenders. We can come up with a solution that works for you and your financial situation. Also, if you're looking to sell, I can help you navigate the home selling process as well. You can go to my website, johnmichaelsellsatl.com. But the tip of the day is, if you are shopping for a home, please iron out a budget first. And when you're working with your trusted real estate advisor and lender, keep that realistic approach at the forefront of your mind. Be logical about what you can afford. Don't get overly excited and put yourself in a situation where you're going to be house poor. Just stick with a budget. We'll make sure to find you something that checks most, if not all, your boxes. And guess what? Here in the Atlanta metro area, there's so much inventory and there's so many options, especially in some of those niche markets. You really can snag a great deal right now as we enter into the latter part of the year. So take advantage of that opportunity. But again, if you have questions, let me know. Reach out to me by text or phone. Obviously, I am always here to help you guys. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. I've got to go in and get my day started because I'm running a few minutes behind. But I hope you guys have a productive day. Be kind, keep a smile on your face, and I'll see you next time.